Glass, released in 2019, starring Bruce Willis, Samuel Jackson, James McAvoy, and Sarah Paulson. It's directed by M. Night Shyamalan, and it is the third in a series of 3 movies that revolve around these characters. Okay, basic plot of this film is that Bruce Willis plays David Dunn, who is a man with superhuman powers almost, and he works his way through the world by using his powers to perceive any kind of danger or any kind of criminal activity by touching people. He has a weakness to water. We were first introduced to this character in the film Unbreakable, which was made 19 years earlier. And this film is about kind of picks up where the movie Split left off. David Dunn is searching for Kevin Wendell Crumb, played by James McAvoy. And he is searching for him because Kevin escaped arrest at the end of Split. Kevin is a man with 23 personalities, 24 actually, because he gets the 24th personality at the end of Split. This personality is known as the Beast, and he has killed various people in various gruesome ways. There was the whole plot of him kidnapping those 3 girls in Split, and it was, he got away at the end of that movie. He was shown to have superhuman strength. He could crawl up walls, he could bend metal bars, and he just basically really fitted into this whole kind of mythology of superheroes that these series of films are about, ultimately. And right, okay, basically at the start of this film, David Dunn tracks down Kevin, and Kevin has kidnapped some more girls, and basically Kevin and David have a showdown of some sort. They fight, and we are shown we're shown for the first time in these movies some real special effects. You see how powerful these characters are in the fight scenes. It's really well choreographed, and it's just, the special effects are really good, and it's something we haven't really seen that much in the first 2 films, so that was quite good to see. The 2 of them are eventually apprehended because David has been on the run as well. He's been in hiding. He's been working with his son, who was the same actor in the first in Unbreakable, and he was just a little boy then. Now he's an adult, and he's helping his dad to fight crime, but he's also a vigilante of sorts, so he's wanted by the police. Kevin and David are apprehended, and they're sent to this mental institution, and once there, they are examined by a doctor named Ellie Staple. The staple has some special significance to it, which I'm not going to spoil for anyone that hasn't seen the movie. And what follows is, well, first of all, I need to say that this is when we're introduced to Elijah Price, played by Samuel Jackson, aka Mr. Glass. Mr. Glass is a man with a rare bone disease that basically causes him to be very brittle, and his bones easily break. And at the end of Unbreakable, we found out that he had committed all these atrocious crimes in order to find the character David, to find that man who was basically almost indestructible, and he had committed all these crimes and killed, murdered hundreds of people just to try and find David, cause these massive accidents. And he is now in a mental institution. David and Kevin are sent to the same institution, and what follows is a series of examinations by Dr. Ellie Staple, and she gets these three men together. Elijah is almost comatose through like the first half of this movie. We think he's comatose, but yeah, I won't spoil anything. He's not comatose. He's pretending to be, but yeah, he doesn't say anything until about an hour into this movie. Samuel Jackson, he's like a zombie almost. But you kind of get the idea that he's not really. There's more to it than that. What follows is quite a few series of examinations by Ellie Staple, and what she's her theory that these men are delusional, or they suffer from delusions of grandeur. As such, they think they're superheroes, but they're not, and that she's trying to cure them, so to speak. But I'm not going to spoil again, but there is other motivations there and everything like that. And yeah, there's a lot of hospital centered in the second act of this movie. A lot of hospital centered scenes, so we get quite a lot of like exposition scenes and things like that within this hospital. So my thoughts on this film: I really enjoyed it. I'd probably say, I can honestly say it was probably the best of the three films. I think I will have to watch it again, but at the moment I think it's the best one. If I was to choose between Unbreakable, Split and Glass, I'd say Glass was the better film, purely because it's got all three of the characters in, and the time the time that the movie spends with these characters, you don't feel as if they're expendable in any way. They're just really, they're fleshed out even more. We get to see much more of Kevin's character, played by James McAvoy, and we get to see more of his personalities that he has, and the film, still takes the time to focus on him and how much of a complex and disturbed character he really is. And I kind of thought they were going to sort of brush him aside just to get all this, to get the main, get to the point of the whole film. But they really did spend time with the character, which I really liked. Bruce Willis in this film is fantastic. He is just magnificent as David Dunn. You get the impression he's really having fun with this movie. Bruce Willis is an actor. You get the impression he is having fun and he's enjoying himself. He feels comfortable. He's got to know the character that he's playing, and he's was one of the best performances I've seen from Bruce Willis in a while. I thought he was bloody magnificent in this movie. He is really good. Samuel Jackson is just Samuel Jackson. Obviously he's just Sam Jackson is one of my favourite actors, and he always will be, and he's just brilliant in everything he's in. In that respect, he's probably the weakest of the three, but because he's kind of just playing Sam Jackson, and even though it's good, it's a blast. It's absolutely brilliant to watch. He's always really good, and he's got one of them really commanding, really authoritative voices that I don't know, I haven't yet to see another actor do that with their voice, but I don't know, Sam Jackson just manages to knock it out the park. But still, he's very grounded. He's kind of a neutral kind of character to these other two otherworldly, sort of figures. Sarah Paulson's good in this movie. she's very subdued. You sort of don't know what her intentions are. She's very mysterious. She comes across as very like, I don't know. There's something behind her face that, you know, she's not revealing. You really get that impression throughout some of the film. She was really good in this film. All the other actors, we have people returning from Unbreakable. We have people returning from Split. Same actors. They're all good. They develop their characters more than I thought we would see. Somehow the movie seems to find time to develop all these different characters, and yeah, it's very good. The direction and the writing are very good. It's M. Night Shyamalan. He seems to know what he's doing. He's very good at creating suspense and crafting a story, and he's just a magnificent filmmaker. I haven't seen all of his films. I've heard some things about some of his movies that, you know, aren't that great, but the films I have seen him that he's directed been very good, and I can honestly say this is probably his best film. From the movies I've seen of him, this is probably his best film so far. I love this film. I really like. I look forward to watching it again. I really enjoyed watching this film. I loved the twist at the end. I loved how it all panned out, and you really get the impression that, you know, M. Night Shyamalan had a plan of how this was going to all turn out. I don't really... Maybe the film's a little bit slow throughout the second act with the whole hospital thing, but to be honest, it's not really necessarily a bad thing. So, yeah, I'm going to give this film 4.5 stars out of 5. That's my rating for this movie. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any suggestions for me, like maybe any sort of movies that I could review or how I could improve my reviewing style, please leave a comment. That's very, very much appreciated. Thank you very much for watching this. I'll see you soon.